This is a phospholipid. They are a type of lipids. The white structures are the white soluble head groups. The brown tails are the oil groups. This is a model of a membrane. This is also a mirror image of a phospholipid bilayer. This is a selective permeable membrane. This is a protein channel that is pumping nutrients from the outside to the inside of the cell. The white balls with the brown sticks are phospholipids. This is a selective permeable membrane. The big block in the middle is the protein channel made up of amino acids. This is a model of the channel sending nutrients, which is blue, on the outside to the inside, and it becomes a solute, which is this green stuff, in the inside of the cell. Pumps are pumps that require energy to move molecules across the membrane up a concentration gradient. A concentration gradient is higher in one area than the other. The yellow is an ATP that is used energy. The reds are the negative charges inside of the cell. The greens are positive charges, protons on the outside of the cell. This model is a protein pump, is a selectable permeable membrane. Carbohydrates are a quick energy source. Some are simple monomers, including glucose and fructose. Some carbohydrates are mixtures of sugars, such as sutures. When solutes move from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration. This model has no selectable permeable membrane. Osmosis is the diffusion of movement of molecules that happen through a selectable permeable membrane. A selectable permeable membrane lets some things pass through and others can't. In osmosis of water, it goes through as hypertonic to hypotonic. When the two solutions are equal in strength, the sides become isotonic. If the cell in a hypertonic solution, the water is drawn through the membrane by the osmosis, and the cells become flaccid. In the cells is hypotonic, the solution water is drawn into the cell across the membrane and becomes turgid. Homeostasis is when you maintain a condition of equilibrium. The three examples are human internal body temperature, glucose, which is a type of sugar, and an example of not equilibrium is when you run a fever when you are sick with a bacteria or a virus. Tonicity is described as the concentration gradient across a selectively permeable membrane. The three classifications of tonicity are isotonic, hypertonic, and hypotonic. This is an example of isotonic because the concentration on each side are at equilibrium. This is an example of hypertonic because the concentration is higher on one side. And then this is an example of hypotonic because the concentration is lower on one side. Facilitated diffusion is when molecules don't require energy. It is a diffusion of solutes through the transport protein across the plasma membrane from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration. Active transport requires energy using an ATP. Active transport goes from lower concentration to an area of higher concentration. Passive transport does not require energy, One example of active transport are protein pumps. Endocytosis is the active transport system that brings large particles into the cell. The cell membrane forms a pocket around the particles, and the pocket is released inside the cell. Exocytosis is opposite of endocytosis. It is a transport particles from the inside to the outside. This is not a perfect model, but it gives you a demonstration or an idea of what it would look like.